What's up, folks? It is Dr. Remy LeBeau, and I'm coming at you once again from the X-Lair to provide you with a reaction to the trailer that just was released for this second X-Men based television show that is called The Gifted. So this is the second show that somehow Fox was able to convince Marvel to let them do, which focuses on the X-Men. It is not canonically related to Legion, meaning it doesn't exist in the same continuity, in the same world as the Legion television show, but it takes place in the same world universe as the Bryan Singer X-Men films. Bryan Singer himself has directed this episode. It's supposed to basically follow like a family of refugees, like mutant refugees, where the government is after them because their children are mutants, or at least one of their children is a mutant. And I guess that's what the show will follow, is this family sort of, I'm going to assume, being taken through some underground railroad that is supposed to maybe lead them somewhere where they'll be safe. Along the way, they're going to encounter mutants, obviously, that we are familiar with from X-Men canon, and I mean, I'm really excited about it. This could change a lot of things for the X-Men universe that we've come to know from the movies. It could really expand the world and introduce us to a lot more characters and really lay the foundation for a lot more stories that could come, you know, past the television show, that could be dealt with, you know, in other shows, in the films. I don't know. Like, there could be all sorts of spin-offs. This could be big. The X-Men universe has been hit and miss throughout the years. The latest X-Men Apocalypse was, you know, it was met with mixed reviews, and I overall liked the film for several reasons. I did not like Apocalypse and how he was portrayed. I did not like how Archangel and Psylocke, some really important characters, were portrayed, but I liked a lot of the movie. Like, a lot of the sequences, a lot of it was really good, and I'm going to repeatedly continue watching that film. Obviously, Logan came out recently. I don't consider that an X-Men proper film. It's the best of the Wolverine films, though, and it might be one of the best of the films taking place in the X-Men universe that has been produced thus far. As we know, the Deadpool film is loosely related to the X-Men universe. It's unclear exactly where it sits in continuity, but Fox has not really been one to focus too much on continuity, which is unfortunate, because I think one of the keys to the success of the Marvel universe has been the emphasis on making sure that there's consistency and continuity throughout the stories, even though they may not directly be related. And I think if Fox were to be precise about how they approach the X-Men universe in that way, in the same way as Marvel, I think they could be a lot more successful, because there wouldn't be that confusion that kind of jars folks when they're watching a film and some element is inconsistent with some other prior story element that they've come to know is familiar. I think that's just a big sort of missed opportunity on Fox's part. Anyway, so this show, The Gifted, it is, I don't know when it's, I think it might be starting this fall. I think it's going to be great, really. I mean, Legion was fantastic, and this is being related, this is being directed by Bryan Singer, which is great, because I do respect him as a filmmaker, and I do like all the films that he made in the X-Men universe. I think there's just, I think there's an overall, like, lack of nerd guidance in that film franchise. Like, there isn't enough like fan energy fueling the production of these films, and I think that might also be one of the big problems of that franchise. But nevertheless, like, I never disliked Bryan Singer's X-Men films, and I've always been happy to have him direct anything X-Men related, and so this should be good for that reason. Amy Acker, who played Winifred Burkle on Angel, is one of the leads, and I love her. I loved her character in Angel, and I've missed her on television. She had a cameo in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. a few years back. I think the first season she played the celloist that was Agent Coulson's like ex-lover that was mentioned in Avengers by Pepper Potts at the beginning in the first Avengers. And of course we have Bill the Vampire. I forget what his name is, but he's actually married to Sookie Stackhouse, who is Anna Paquin, who played Rogue in all the films. So I guess I hadn't even thought about that as being a connection between them, but that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes even more sense now why he was cast to be in this key role. And apparently Blink is going to make another appearance in the franchise, played by a different actress, but nonetheless it's going to be the character that was introduced in Days of Future Past, who can teleport, create portals that allow people to go, you know, over long distances through the portals. So it was cool. It was really cool the way he had her use her power in Days of Future Past, and so I'm sure it's going to be as interesting and creative in the show. I heard that Thunderbird, one of the original giant-sized X-Men, like when Storm and Nightcrawler and Colossus and Banshee and Wolverine were all introduced to, you know, the X-Men as X-Men in giant-sized X-Men, which kind of changed the direction of that whole story, which I think elevated it. So he's going to be in it. He was one, like I mentioned, he's one of the first. He's one of those characters that was introduced at that time, but he died in the third issue following Giant-Size X-Men. I think it was the third issue. It was a few issues afterwards, and so you know, it's he hasn't really been prevalent throughout the stories, obviously, since that time. He did, I think, make an appearance. It was either in the Ultimate Universe or Chris Claremont did Extreme X-Men, I think it was. Anyway, his brother, obviously, Warpath, is one of the members of X-Force. He used to be in the Hellions. He's been pretty prominent throughout and prevalent throughout all the stories since that time period, on and off. And he's always been... He was originally in the Hellions because he was upset at Xavier because his brother had died in that mission. Anyway, the Proud Stars have been a staple of the X-Men universe forever, and so I'm happy that one of them is going to be in the show. Maybe we'll see Warpath again, who was in Days of Future Past. I don't know. I'm really happy about the fact that the show exists, and now I'm going to watch the trailer. So here I go. I'm about to react to it. All right, let's go. Put that volume up. All right, let's go. All right, the Gifted official trailer. Here we go.
I read your file. You're a very troubled young woman. Believe it or not, I'm here to help you.
You know, when you put your hand out of the window of a moving car, you can feel the air and guide it.
Huh.
I can push the air together, water too, other stuff.
Huh.
I taught you how to swim.
Yeah.
I can teach you this.
Brother and sister.
Dude.
Okay, so there's a brother and a sister.
Thank you for meeting with us.
Of course. I understand you have some concerns about your son. Andy and I have always been very close, but we believe he's being bullied. And look who's here.
So what's the verdict this time? Am I stupid or crazy?
What do you think? Hear about Andrew and Lauren. You're aware that there was a bit of an incident at the school this evening?
Andrew and Lauren.
I need you to go get him for me.
They're not going anywhere.
We have to secure the safety of the community.
What is that?
School dance, alright. Okay, alright. It's got a Carrie vibe, that scene.
Hear about the mutant incident? Those are my kids.
We have to help them.
I think I just saw Blink.
You tell me you have powers. Dad puts people like us in jail.
In my experience, things change when it's your own kid.
What tore them
There's
apart?
nothing more important to me than my family.
The X-Men, the Brotherhood, we don't even know if they exist anymore.
We'll bring them
I
together.
suggest you think about what's best for your family. What do we do? It's gonna be all right.
I think that was Sunspot.
Go now!
Whoa.
This is a burden, yes, but it's also a gift.
Tell me about Lorna.
Lorna.
Any information I have is yours. But only if my family is safe.
Okay, hold on a minute. That, oh my god. It's implied that this girl, this daughter... Okay, so apparently, first of all, interesting. I'm interested. I'm not captivated yet, but I'm interested. But the fact that they mentioned Lorna Dane, that's Polaris, that is Magneto's other daughter beyond the Scarlet Witch, third child beyond Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I forget if... Anyway, she has magnetic powers. And I think she might be the daughter that's being referred to in this movie that's like a main character. So, not a movie, a television show. It's looking interesting. I'm a little bit interested, and I'm a little bit hesitant, and you know, I want to make sure that it's going to be what I want it to be, but also, you know, well, I'm not gonna make a determination because of that. Like, I want it to be a certain thing, and I don't know if it is that yet, so I need to wait to watch the show. I'm not blown away by it yet, but that's. I think the biggest issue I have with it right now is that it doesn't well, I mean, there was a mention of the X-Men in there, which is cool, and the Brotherhood, but there wasn't too much. It wasn't emphasized that this is an X-Men show, but neither was Legion really, and that did well. I don't know. I'm looking forward. I'm gonna watch it no matter what, and obviously, if you're an X-Men fan, which you maybe are if you're watching my channel, you'll probably watch it as well, and I guess I'll do reviews of every episode, and then we'll sort of see where it goes from the beginning to wherever it's going, and see if it does what it should do. Again, I'm a little sort of skeptical of its success because of what's been happening with the film universe. Even though Bryan Singer directed this episode, he's not going to direct all of them, so I don't know who is going to be like mainly in charge of this series, and that obviously always is a coin toss, whether or not that's going to lead to something good or not. You know, whoever it winds up being the showrunner and being the sort of the driving force behind where the show goes and what the show shows. I don't know. I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited. I think everybody should watch it because, damn it, we need a good X-Men show, and this could be it. Maybe I think it just wasn't such a great trailer, and that's really. I guess that's really it for me right now. I was looking for something a little bit more as far as... I don't know what I was looking for. Whatever I was looking for, I didn't get. But it's not terrible. So anyway, that's my reaction to the trailer for The Gifted, which again is a forthcoming X-Men show set in the X-Men movie universe, but obviously going to air on television. This was going to air on Fox, whereas Legion aired on FX. We'll see how this does. You know, again, Lorna Dane is Polaris, so maybe she's an adopted child. I don't know. Something exciting is happening here, and I'm really excited to see where it goes. It implies that maybe we'll see Magneto at some point, maybe not. Maybe the films will address the fact that Lorna is a third daughter, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. This is crazy. Just the fact that we're getting this is exciting to me because, you know, there was a time when we were only getting an X-Men film every few years, and now it's like we're getting multiple X-Men films and like several television content being produced. Hopefully we'll get a new cartoon soon. There's a Deadpool cartoon that was just announced, but I mean, I'm looking for a full-on animated show dealing with the X-Men. Everything has been happening to them since the 90s. So much has happened. Like, it would make for a really great television show. It could simply be a sequel to what we got back then. You know, just maybe a new animation style, a little bit more money pumped into it so the quality's better. But I think it could easily continue that era into the present. You know, kind of throwing in the House of M, throwing in M-Day, Decimation, the whole Hope storyline, the reigniting of the X-Men, of the mutant gene, with the death. I think it was the death of the Phoenix. Anyway, no, I think it was the return of the Phoenix. Anyway, a lot of stuff has happened, and anyway, I could go on forever, but I won't. Thank you for checking out my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for checking out my content. If you haven't already subscribed, you have the opportunity to do so right here. If you want to keep up with more videos and whatnot. And as always, I like to wish everybody the best. And if you haven't already put an X in the box, do so, because ain't nobody checking me. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.